Hi guys, let's first start out with a small demonstration of what we're going to achieve. What do you think this is? A smartphone? No. It's a computer, you silly. Let me show you. You might recognize this. Now let's use it, for example, as a typewriter. Let's open up Emacs. Everybody's text editor of choice, I'm supposing. There we go. It runs Syncthing in the background, so we can recall these nodes straight on our computer. And what I would like to do is get 4G working and get this thing up and running as a mobile typewriter. But of course, since this is a computer, the possibilities are endless. So I guess we will get started with the tutorial. I will not put OxygenOS on the phone first again, that takes too much time. But if your phone is still running OxygenOS, you should update it to the latest version. You should then delete your Google accounts from it, so that when we unlock it and try to reset it, it won't get blocked. So let me share my screen now. To prepare your phone, update OxygenOS, remove the Google accounts, enable developer options, USB debugging, OEM unlocking. Then you should proceed with unlocking the bootloader. You can do this with a Nix shell, load in ADB sync and Android tools. Then you'll check your device connection, reboot it into the bootloader, then you will unlock the bootloader. After you have done that, you will need to do a sideload trick to make sure we won't break the phone. I don't think this is needed in the latest versions, but let's just do it. And once we have built our first base image to put on the phone, then we will go and do these steps to flash the first image. But let's try to get the image first. So to do that, we start by cloning the repo. I already have it on my computer, so I can just cd into it. Then we will clone the mobile NixOS repo inside our PhonePuter repo. Then cd into it, copy over the local.nix from the PhonePuter repo, and start the build. We will now just run these three first. It's also saying it already exists, so now we're in the repo and we have the local.nix file here, and we can open it up. And what we have to do here is replace the Wi-Fi name and the Wi-Fi password, and maybe adjust the root password if you want, but that's not necessary. So I will change this to my Wi-Fi credentials. Save the file, and then we can start the build. And this will generate the fast boot images. If you do this for the first time, it will take some time. I hope on my computer it will be fast because I already did it before. And there we go. And if we check, we should have a result folder with a system image and a flash critical.sh script. So then prepare the phone like I told you before, and then we will get into the shell and start the fast boot. Yeah, you need to temporarily allow unfree packages. Run it again. And then we can enter fast boot. I usually run it with sudo because we're in the Nix shell. So erase ttbo_a. Of course, we'll have to connect our phone. I'm gonna try to get this one into the fast boot menu. I think it's arrow down and power button or something like that. I'm still pressing the volume down. It's saying booting to recovery menu. That way I think I will be able to get into the fast boot. Reboot to bootloader. There we go. So I will connect the phone with USB and then run the command. Do the same for B. And then we'll do the flash critical step. I'll also use sudo. When that is done, we have to flash the system.image. This will take longer, and you might need a trick. You might need to first disconnect the USB-C cable. You have to enter the results folder for this one. And then it's saying waiting for device and then connect it. And this might take a while. And if that succeeds, we should be able to start here. And then we will get some white text on the top left of the screen. And then we should be able to SSH into the phone from our desktop. And once we're into the phone, we should be able to use Nix Rebuild with our own configuration, completely set up like we want it. And we'll put in the known desktop environment and some tools you might be used to, or even your full home manager. My home manager configuration contains my Emacs config, Syncthing, and some other stuff to get me up and running. Alright, that's it. Let's unplug the phone and try to boot it. Let's see what happens. So far so good. And there we go. If you get the text on the top left here, it should be accessible on SSH now. So what I will do is I will quickly log into my Wi-Fi router to find out its IP address. So let's try to SSH into it. And then enter the password. I used Nix the Planet as default. And we're in. Clone the phone computer repo into the phone. Okay, finally got it. So now we can remove the local.nix file and try to rebuild it completely from the phone itself using our configuration.nix, so we can enter it. Probably not with nvim, but with vim. And here we can go over some of the settings. You can change the packages here you want on your first build. I put some basic stuff in there. Should not be too heavy to run or to compile. To know how our device is called here, in my flake, in my personal configuration, it's called Icarus, but here we're using phone computer. So let's do a NixOS rebuild switch using our Flake phone computer. Now this might take a while because now it's rebuilding completely a full GNOME desktop environment from the phone itself. So I'll be back in a minute, or a lot more minutes. Sometimes it might seem like the building gets stuck. I'm not sure if it's really stuck or not. But the nice thing about NixOS is that if it is stuck, we can just cancel it, start it over again, and it will skip everything that it already has compiled. I'm not sure if we should do it now, but let's just cancel and try again. Usually I only have to do this on the first time because it's a full system rebuild. After that, when you just change your configuration a little bit, it's pretty easy for the phone to get through it. We are now almost 40 minutes further. It's still building. The phone is also getting pretty hot. Sometimes it might be a good idea to cancel it again, let it cool down a bit, and then continue. Alright, so we finally got there. It took us 3 tries, so I think it got stuck here again. This is normal, the warning. Now we should be able to reboot the phone and see something happening. It has gotten pretty toasty. But it's only on this first build that it really gets hot. After that, it's fine. Looking good. So the username that we'll use is root, and then password Nix the planet. Logged in as privileged user, it's saying. So there we go. We have the first working GNOME build. And from here you can manually connect to the Wi-Fi. You probably have to manually enter the password. So you do that by going to the settings, go to Wi-Fi, go to security, and then enter your password here. There we go. So now we should be able to SSH into it again. So let's switch to the computer. That does not seem to be working. Probably have a new IP. But what I can do is just connect my input devices through Bluetooth and go from there. Alright, so I got my personal NixOS config on there now. What I did was I added an SSH key, generated one on the phone. Then I used a Nix shell to install Brave, just temporarily. Then I logged into my GitHub account, added the public key in there, and then cloned my private repo in there. And so now we are ready to rebuild with my personal configuration. I don't think you can read it, but it's just the NixOS rebuild switch -- flake hashtag the name of your machine. Alright, I finally got it rebuilt. Took quite a while. I think even more than 14 minutes this time. I'm getting pretty tired. But the next step we have to do is to give our user a password, and then we can log out of the root user and log in with our user. So let's do that. There we go. Let's log out. And here we have the user. And there we have it. My own personal configuration on the phone. So now we have the exact same system as we had in the beginning of the video when I gave you the demo. And now we can just change the configuration on another machine, push it to GitHub, just do a git pull on this one and rebuild, and we have all the updates that we have on our computer, on our phone. So the next steps I want to get fixed is the camera in the back. So right now it's not working. Allow using the camera, but no camera found. And there are also settings for mobile broadband for 4G. I will unlock the SIM. There we go. And I can enable data, but I've not gotten it to work yet, so I have to figure it out. It is detecting the carrier that it should detect. I've also been able to send some text messages with it, but not yet 4G internet connection. So those are two things that I still want to get fixed. If any of you guys can do it, please let me know. Share what you do with the phone in the comments, or the phone computer, I should say. I'm very curious to see what you guys can come up with. So I hope this is enough for you to get it up and running. If you have any questions, feel free to let them know in the comments. I'm gonna go to sleep and see you guys next time. Bye.